Cory Perry, and has he been what you expected? Has he surpassed your expectations coming in here this year?
I don't know. My expectations are pretty high for him. I think he's, my opinion, Hall of Fame guy. Obviously, at the later end of his career, but still putting up good production. And for his role and what he's done so far this year, I'm pretty much stapled on the fourth line, second unit power play. He's produced pretty well, and when the team's playing well and we're getting more offensive zone time, scoring goals is a very difficult thing to do. He's able to generate that. So every player's got their attributes, things that they bring to the game. His is in the offensive zone. It's even at his age, it's still pretty good.
He's such an intelligent player. When you're looking at moving a guy up to play with Leon and Connor, does he have to be an intelligent guy to be able to play with those two guys?
Well, I think a couple things that really help those guys is, one, having an intelligent player, getting them the puck. I think that is the most important thing. You saw that with Pods being able to get in on the forecheck. Cory doesn't have that same attribute as Puck Colson does. Like I said, each player brings different things, but I know that's a player that those guys are comfortable playing with, just because he's smart and he's going to the net and he'll continue plays.
Kris, what are the things that a coaching staff can do to, it's a grind, right? 82 games. It's human nature to maybe, get a little, bored isn't the right word, but do you introduce new drills here and there? Are there things you do to keep the engagement, keep it fresh?
I think there's a lot of things we can do off ice. There's certain, I think even team building, activities, players are having fun, whether it's having fun off the ice or on the ice with new drills, games, stuff like that. And there's also different concepts that we can create to get their minds engaged, just so it's something new that we can try.
It's been a while since you've been on the road. What are your takeaways from this last one?
That we got some rest. That was nice, not traveling, getting on a plane every second day. I'm not sure what I think there were some games where we played really well, we didn't win. Maybe some games that we didn't play well that we did win. But overall, it usually works out. But I think getting back on the road and changing things up is probably good for us.
How much has illness been a factor for the team?
How much?
Has illness been a factor for the team?
Well, I can't say how much has affected us more than other teams. There are other teams that are battling that too. But yes, we've had some issues. We lost Ekholm the other night. Other guys have been playing through it, a little bit sick, but I don't know if it's affected us more than others.
You mentioned Bud Coles really played less than 8 minutes last game. Circumstance, or why did he play?
More circumstance. I think other guys were, playing better. I think Pod Colson's had a pretty consistent season. I think maybe the last, week he's had a little bit of a dip, but to say that he's going to be stapled on the fourth line, absolutely, I don't think that's going to happen. I just think there's other guys can get a little reward for how well they're playing.
You mentioned drop-off. What is the drop-off that you see in his game?
Just not keeping the game as simple as he had been earlier. Trying to make an extra play. Often he spent a little more time in the defensive zone. Just a little clean up his puck play a little bit.
Deferring to Leon?
Well, it's tough not to defer to Leon just because when he's on there, you were trying to get him the puck. But, he could be doing a little more of that.
2 games here, what would you say overall on Klingberg? Played some big minutes last game, maybe?
Yeah, we obviously relied on him quite a bit now with Ekholm being out. Puck play, I think, is outstanding. I think just getting used to the speed, and that's mostly on the defending. I think defending or moving the puck has been great. But for the situation he's done in, I think he's been doing a really good job.
As you get set for a road trip here, what are the biggest lessons you can extract from the last 2 games that you hope you can maybe implement beginning of this road trip, but also throughout the course of the regular season?
Penalties early in the game, I think that's one thing, and we haven't had the kill early as well as it has been later in games. I think a lot of our trailing has been on, taking more penalties than we usually do, and then also the kill not being quite as good as it is later in the game. So I think that's the importance of our start. I think 5-on-5 it's been good, but I think the special teams have been the issue.
Leon and Connor, do you take a look at what the centers on the other team to decide whether to play them together?
Absolutely. What the centers are,
Like last game,
but also what the defensemen are, and then just what I think our team needs.
But see, they have Tavares and Matthews, so why did you play them together?
No, I think Nugent Hopkins can play against Tavares. I don't think that's an issue. It's not that if a team's got two, I'm probably more inclined to go with more of a, if they got two strong centermen, yeah, it does. That's not the factor.
Okay.
Chris, you got a feel for a guy like Klingberg, just being new, just getting back into things, and then play like that offside where he did everything almost humanly possible to stay onside.
Yeah, on that play, he's anticipating he's getting the pass on the attack. He doesn't get it. I believe Connor he keeps it instead and carries it himself. So that's where the issue. It's not like he was standing still and just took off and went offside. He was anticipating the play, and he did everything he could to stay on, and it's probably about 2 inches from being onside. So yeah, it's unfortunate.
There's going to be growing pains for him. I mean, that's no surprise.
Yeah, but for coming in as early as or late in the season as he has, and there hasn't been very many growing pains. He's a veteran. He's played a lot of NHL games. He's been a pretty good player during that time, so he knows what he needs to do.
I don't know if you saw any results from the skills competition yesterday, but did anything catch you off guard if you did?
No comments. And if they were comments, it'd probably be unfortunate and be not good for me to say.
Okay.